What is up, YouTube? My name is Eben, and today on The Edge we're going to talk about a card we've probably seen used quite a fair bit, but it warrants talking about it anyway, and that's Hard Charm. Because a lot of players kind of eschew this card without really thinking about it. And basically, it's sort of like a reverse muscle band. Instead of dealing an extra 20 damage with your attacks, it prevents 20 damage to you from your opponent's attack. It doesn't protect you from your own attack, but it will protect you from an opponent's attack, which is pretty useful. That's after weakness and resistance, of course, but still, I mean, when you think about it, it's actually a very useful and underplayed card. I mean, if we're in a deck that doesn't really need things like Spirit Links, and doesn't directly benefit from the boost of, say, a Muscle Band, Hard Charm becomes a very useful card, potentially. After all, not every deck is going to want or need a Muscle Band. Think about Pokemon, for instance, like Yveltal EX, who's usually hitting hard enough that he doesn't need a Muscle Band in order to KO. Two Evil Balls will KO pretty much anything anyway, with a few rare exceptions, and so he doesn't really need the extra 20. It's kind of a pointless gesture. I mean, say 100 or 120 two times over, that's enough to KO almost anything anyway, especially at 120. So the Muscle Band is essentially pointless. But the Hard Charm is a far better option for him, considering by blocking 20, you can easily buy him an additional turn. An 80, 90, or 100 point hit, let's say, means a lot less. Or getting hit by something like Seismitoad means a lot less, as this Hard Charm can reduce a 30 point hit to a 10 point hit and a 50 point Quaking Punch into a 30 point Quaking Punch. Now, of course, that means you'll have to get it off before you get Quaking Punch locked, but it's still a viable option. It's something important because you can fairly easily get access to this on your first turn. Other things to consider are Pokemon like Dialga EX, who can come very close to KOing you, but not necessarily, and Hard Charm can actually steal some of these one-hit KOs. And meanwhile, Pokemon like Dialga EX benefit from running Hard Charm as well. While he can take some KOs with Muscle Band, a lot of Pokemon in the environment can just dodge that hit, and that Hard Charm can be very useful for Dialga, where it can make you much safer in using your Chrono Wind and then following up with a Full Metal Impact for a guaranteed KO, especially in an environment where there are so many Mega Pokemon. And lastly, there are also Pokemon, like say Xerneas for example, who can benefit from this as well, because a lot of early game Pokemon that aren't EXs can really benefit from softening those early game blows. It can buy you an extra turn or even two with that Pokemon to potentially get off whatever attack makes it an attractive early game attacker, like in Xerneas' case, it's Geomancy. Getting an extra Geomancy off can be very useful and very meaningful and could change the course of the game. So, options like this are very useful, especially when you're considering building your deck. Don't just automatically knee-jerk for Muscle Band. While Muscle Band can be very meaningful for some decks, not every deck really needs it. And options like this are the kinds of things that separate the winning players from the players who just do okay or pretty good. Anyway, until next time, like, comment, subscribe, check me out on Twitter if you haven't already, and I will see you next time with more Pokemon content.